Well, Scott, it's good to get through training camp. It's good to get through the preseason. Obviously, everybody's excited about the start of the regular season, but a real nice boost for the Winnipeg Jets and for the fans of the Winnipeg Jets to get Kyle Connor signed long-term.
Yeah, it's big news for us. It's big news for our organization. Great news for KC. When you have those impact players, those game breakers, those guys that homegrown talent that we've drafted and gone through the organization and now is a major player in our success that we've had so far and hopefully to have moving forward. That's great news, especially before the season started, to get it out of the way and done.
So do coaches get to partake in the big dinners? I mean, team events, of course, but when Kyle picks up the tab, you're probably not going to be there.
Oh, I already threw out there that I would like to be invited to this one, but yeah, you know what? I'm sure they'll be doing something. But I'm just more happy that I know he's going to be here. That's the biggest thing, and I know his centerman's pretty excited, as are the rest of his teammates.
No kidding. Talk about camp. Talk about the preseason again. It's not regular season hockey, but it's a necessary evil to get through. From a coaching perspective, are you happy with the way things gone? And aside from injuries, is the team ready?
Yeah, you know what? I think that the landscape's going to change next year. Certainly, the camps are going to be shorter, less games, those type of things. For us, our group's real good. I really tried to, we had talked to the veterans. I talked to them late in August and kind of how many games they were going to play. Most of them were 2, some were 3. Try to get some of the young prospects, some of the young players, get some of our new players that we've just recently signed into the mix early on, and then kind of build towards our veteran. We did that. Liked a lot of what we did. Really, it's about building towards our first game against Dallas, and I think we've accomplished that.
I hinted at the injuries. That's something every team goes through at varying points of the year. In your case, you start the season undermanned, but is the positive spin on this that it also gives you and the young players the opportunity, first for you to see the young player and how he performs in an NHL regular season, but the opportunity for that guy to show that he's close or is NHL ready?
Yeah, you know what, a couple things like you mentioned. For us, free agency for us is not the greatest of days because not everybody's dying to come to Winnipeg. We like to feel we landed one of the biggest free agents out there in Jonathan Toews, but we also, the biggest thing that we felt we did was that we really helped with our depth. We talked about it last year, it became very important for us. We had depth coming right out of training camp with our defense. We lost Stanley and Hanola first day of camp, so our D had to step up. We lost guys during the playoffs. For us now, we really feel that throughout our lineup we have great depth, and whether it's forward position or D position. And now all of a sudden you don't want to hit this injury kind of situation. We knew Lau was going to be out until probably November 1st. To lose Sammy and Sammy and Perfetti, that's a big one. But at the end of the day, we feel comfortable because we do have not only free agents that we did sign and bring in some new looks, whether it's Nyquist, Toews, the Kepke, those type of players, Pearson. But we also have some young kids that are in our organization that have taken strides, and that was part of them, evaluating them through practicing games and training camp. And they're going to start the year with us, and it is important because they can get an opportunity early on. It gives them a chance to sort of feel confident, know what this league is all about, to be around our group, to be around our veterans, and to learn each day.
Expand on the experience, guys, because Nyquist isn't that far removed from being a bigger point player in the National Hockey League. So what do you think he's going to bring and how he fits? And then if we can be fair to Jonathan Toews, his hope is that he is going to be a top performer every single shift. But the reality of the situation is he's been away, and it feels like the importance of Jonathan Toews, sure, it's his presence in the room, on the bench, around the organization, but it's probably more important in the second half and then hopefully in the playoffs.
Yeah, starting with Jonathan, the biggest thing we've talked about from our conversation in June to our conversation in August to last week is patience. Just be patient. You'll know, and he's actually mentioned it each day that he's feeling better and better. A little bit of a setback, but it was actually it wasn't a bad thing. He actually feels real good after the setback in Minnesota, and that's the biggest thing. We need him for 82 games to help us eliminate teams in the West to get in the playoffs, be good in the Central Division. We also need him for that game 83 and on. That's obviously what's in his head, how he plays, and what's in his heart. how he approaches the game every day. You know, he's such business-like and how he does things. That's important. But the other side for us with Nyquist and Pearson and Koepke and JT is that we lost Nick Ehlers. And Nick Ehlers was a game breaker for us. He scored key goals. You know, he's a 30-goal scorer plus. It's hard to find that guy just to replace him man for man. And so we're kind of doing it by committee. I'd really like our fourth line to contribute a lot more offensively, have that depth spread throughout. And I think if we have Gus, you know, once we do get Perfetti back, you know, we got Gus up there with Toews. That, you know, there's experienced guys that know how to play in this league at certain times of the year and know how to create that offense for us.
Are you a believer in learning through disappointment? And I guess that comes through postseason disappointment more than anything. And if that's the case, and you learn something, there's a takeaway. What was your takeaway from this year and losing to a real good Dallas team?
I think that 100%. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from tough times. I've learned it as a coach, as a head coach, but as a team, and just this experience of me being here. This is my fourth year. What we went through the first year in Vegas, winning the first game and not being very competitive for the next four. You know, the following year, you know, going against Colorado and running up against a team that was a lot better than we were and getting bounced in 5 again. Like, those are all things that are, you know that you're not perfect. And we have the most wins the last 3 seasons in the NHL, regular season wins. We don't have enough wins in the postseason. We know it, our group knows it, and we're always going to be judged by that. We want to have another great year. Like I said, you got to eliminate people, teams, and to get in. You got to get in the dance. And so for us, we know what we don't talk about it too much. We talk about the process to get there. We know that we have to be better, and we need to get into that next couple of rounds. Hopefully it's a 3rd round. Hopefully it's a 4th round. But there's real good competition in just our division alone, and so it starts on Thursday against a Dallas team that we know real well.
All right, if Scott Arniel isn't thinking hockey 24 hours a day, what are you doing? Chasing grandkids? Looking at what Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing? Like, what motivates you? What keeps you going?
Somebody's told you, gave you some insight on this. I got to get the right order here. I am every one of Mike Tomlin's interviews. I'm listening to it. I think he's a heck of a coach. That organization, obviously, the Steelers, it's just something. I go back, way back when they won their 4 Super Bowls. I wasn't sure about the Rodgers signing, but I love it now. I think there's a veteran experience there, a veteran pro quarterback there. We'll see. Tough division. But for me now, the grandkid thing has become special. It really is. I tell my kids, I love you guys, but man, do I love your kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I got 3 of them. Just giggle and laugh every day. I can spoil them and then hand them back, whatever it takes. But no, for me, that's that. Obviously, the summertime's the off season. You know, the fishing, getting out the lake, whether it's golfing or doing whatever. So this game, it's a grind, and I'd really like our summers to be a lot shorter. That means we got to play a little longer. But if you don't get your head away from the game, you can drive yourself a little bit mad. So some of those are nice distractions to have.
Excellent. Thanks, Arnie. Good luck.
All right. Thanks, Rex.